So now let's talk about your About page, which actually is different from your homepage. While they both have the same intention, which is to sell you, your About page could go into more specifics about who you are and what you do. It could be for you as an independent. So in this example, this is Elise Bennon from Marketing Mentor. She's talking about herself. Or it can also be about a company if you're an agency or representing yourself in a different way other than a solopreneur. But the client's intention here is to know more about you. By going to your About page, your potential client is saying, please tell me more. So on this page, you might focus on your experience. You might talk about your knowledge of the industry, like Liz Farr, 80 by Member Success, who was a CPA for 20 years and could not bear the thought of being in a tax season one more year and therefore struck out writing copy for CPAs. She would talk about her experience. So if you're picking a niche in your area of expertise in where you've worked, this would be a great place to talk about that. But that might not be how you chose your niche. You might talk about your knowledge of the prospect on this page. I often use the example of if I chose the infant safety niche. I don't know anything about infant safety and I haven't ever worked in the industry, but I'm a mom. I have 2 little kids. I know exactly what it's like to be that mom afraid that something is going to go wrong, that the bath water is going to be too hot, that the child is going to start breathing in their crib, that they won't be able to see them when they're on the 2nd floor. I could talk about my understanding of moms of new infants and how I can talk to that prospect that my potential client is trying to reach better than any other writer out there because I understand who they are. So it could be who you are and your relationship or knowledge of the prospect. That could be on your About page. It could be about relevant interests and hobbies. And these are all ways of picking a niche, but these are the ways that you can talk on your About page that will make you connect with your potential client and give them the understanding that they know that you know about this area that you're writing in. So relevant interests and hobbies. It might be that you chose the martial arts industry because you took martial arts for 10 years. You know exactly what it's like to be in one of those dojos and the business side of it and how to get people into the dojos and getting them to the black belt level. And you could talk about that on your About page. Really, it could be anything that ties you to the client and ties you to the niche that you're servicing. The point here, again, is just that the client's intention is to know more about you. It's almost like they're looking for a deeper dive into who you are and what you can provide for them. Not necessarily the services that you provide, but rather the depth of the topic that you're servicing or writing about. One key on this too is to remember that if somebody comes to this page, they're much more invested at this point. Remember, they clicked away from your homepage to go to your About page. So they are trying to learn more about you. So remember those call to actions. At this point, we want them to reach out. Remember Christina Gillick's example in session 1. Having something at the end of every single page allowing them to contact you is a very good idea, especially at this point. Bottom line, there's no right answer with the About page. If it sells you and encourages a client to hire you, include it. That's your opportunity to really connect with your client and the industry that they serve.